Character favoritism. Listen, we all have characters that we favorite over everyone else, alright? In whatever media we consume. I mean, to be fair, if you didn't really have a favorite character in something you can consume for a long time, I don't think that media is for you. But anyway, sometimes we just simply admire them for either their personality or their design or maybe just their unique traits. Some may discuss their likings with other people that they find who also have some favoritism to that character. Right? Some people may buy merchandise. They would buy even more like stuff just for that character specifically because they like them more than the other characters. And some would even go as far as to make content for these characters. Like fan art, animation, memes, fan fiction, and much more. And that all of that is just fun and amazing fan activity that's done resulting from your series succeeding. And yeah. Now, in one hand, it would just be harmless fun for people to just enjoy when discussing their favorite characters. And on the other hand, it could basically ruin the character's reputation and just for the general audience in general. There could be, for example, mischaracterization, slander, or just very, very messed up pieces of content. And, but whatever happens, just in general, whatever happens, it does not affect the main quality of the show itself. Because it's all just fan activity. It's all just online discourse or anything like that. Like, the original work itself, they're not the ones who are writing the show. So the show is just basically unaffected in a way, and the author doesn't have to be put in blame on anything that other people do. And thankfully, the original work not having any sort of negative effect happening to it would be great for people who just live under a rock and don't really see any of the online discourse or any of the activities by the fans. Now, what if it's the author that's doing all of that BS, all of that, the work and discourse that usually the fans would be the ones who would make it? Now, in that case, even the work itself is in danger. Very, very, very high, severe, extreme, whatever synonym there is for that word, just absolute danger for the work itself, which just ruins the experience for everybody. Just everybody. Character favoritism. It's simple, it's subtle, and it is severely destructive of your own work. Alright, I talked about this in the previous video, the don'ts in writing, but I did say I would expand on it more in this video, so so I can just explain that why, like the main points on why you as an author having a favorite character can sometimes result in your work being impacted in very negative ways. And I did say about the three characters last time. I just mentioned them for a few seconds, but in this video I would like explain for each one of them what they are, how does the author like them, and why their favoritism over everyone else resulted in the show in their series is getting some sort of you know bad impact and just bad in general. It lowered the quality or just ruined the show's reputation or just other bad stuff that happened to the series in result of the author's fault because the author just couldn't handle not liking the character that they made over everyone else all the goddamn time. Katsuki Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Oh boy. Ya Allah. Let's just start with this. Now, I've been a My Hero Academia fan for, say, 3 years now. Just one day I got sick and I decided, you know what, let's start anime real quick. And yeah, I finished like 4 seasons in 2 days. As you can see, I kind of liked it. But after like around season 5, I just lost interest. And around season 7, I just basically stopped reading or watching. But one thing I did notice is that Hirokoshi loves Bakugo. Like he did confirm, like I'm not sure if he did full on confirm it, but it's clearly obvious to everyone that Bakugo is the author's favorite character. Now, no, the disgusting gay ships or the popularity polls or just the weird discourse around his spoiler alert faked out death, the two faked out deaths, by the way. Like, by the way, just sidetrack, one of the volumes that I have has this little idiot in the goddamn cover, and it is the same volume that has this BS, all right, happening. And you telling me that I had to wait a long time for like another volume just to know that, just to know that this was goddamn worthless, and that they're gonna do it again after a few volumes? You gotta be kidding me! And it's just like, but he killed him twice, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he got the most development out of everyone else in the whole series. Like, there's a reason a good amount of characters got one and dumped just because of him. And, like, some may debate on whether his development was carefully written, or whether it was perfectly executed, or whether it was just had a little bit of faults. But in the end, it's just, it was clearly apparent that the author really liked Bakugo. Like, he would be featured in the most amount of covers. He probably had more scenes than other characters that should have deserved it. And you remember that one part in the previous video where I said that imagine writing a whole series and then just realizing at the end that only like one or two characters got full development? My Hero Academia was kind of in my mind, to be honest, when when I was thinking that, because as like still in general, that the author's favoritism of Bakugo did affect the show, and while it wasn't that big of an effect, he is still an example on one of the characters that did impact the show due to the author's favoritism of him. And there is actually one more point. I'm not sure if I can find the source for this point exactly. I might show it on screen if I could. But I remember the author saying that he does regret the one scene where Bakugo told the main character to kill himself. Huh? Like, no, my issue isn't the fact that Bakugo said this. In fact, I would argue this is a very good scene that does display the cruelty of bullies that usually other medias try to infantilize or reduce. When in reality, these bullies do say stuff like this, or sometimes even worse. That's just how natural things go, and I do love how extreme the author went with Bakugo in the earlier seasons, because later on, when Bakugo gets developed, it would show massive change. Now, whether that change was properly earned or properly written, that's another discussion. But in the end, it was still it was still a very heavy hitter that would, when written correctly later, it would be spectacular. Yet the author wants to remove it? Because, oh no, he felt bad or something. Are you kidding me? Like, you babyfied, like, you just held that thing to you all those years, and now suddenly you just feel too bad to have him do all those bad things. Like, I would argue Hirokoshi is one of the lesser levels on character favoritism, because he could have gone worse. Way worse. But thankfully, the fans being complete lunatics, thankfully, you know, covered up of the mess ups that he himself did. And yeah, let's just move on to the next character. 12 GODs at the airport, by the way, just for the goddamn fake out. Stolas from Hell of a Boss. God, and was I upset about Bakugo? Oh my. Now, we all know the problem about Hell of a Boss. I don't really recommend you to watch it. It's so goddamn gay. Like, grab that thing and throw it to a South American tribe. The casualties would be in the triple digits, alright? So, in general, I just don't recommend Hell of a Boss in general. And, I said in general, twice Muhammad Malik. But anyways, now this guy, this guy. Oh, if you, hold on, I'm gonna have to wait until it ends. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I just got some pretzels. Anyways, Stolas. La ilaha illallah. Now, the beginning of Hell of a Boss showed that Stolas was a side character where he was quite involved with Blitz, who was the main character. So they both somewhat have an agreement together, and there was clearly a power dynamic between the two, as Stolas, not a power dynamic, it's more like there was one character had more power of the other. In this case, it was Stolas due to high classes and stuff that you're just gonna have to go watch a VivziePop live stream to understand. I'm not explaining it here, but anyway, Stolas higher rank than Blitz. That's all you have to know. And the two are basically obligated to be together and whatever. And in season one, it seemed totally fine. You know, Stolas is a bad person, so is Blitz, and they both do bad things in general. And the other characters don't really mean anything. Let's be honest. After watching season two, it's not like you're gonna care about them. And then season two arrives. All right, I'm not sure what did the writers do. All right, but they just felt bad for their gay twink owl to have any sort of calling out or any sort of consequences in general, right? They've basically retconned the show right to your face, all right? And lobotomized all of the other characters, all right? Oh wait, no, that's more of a Has-Been Hotel thing. But what I mean by that is that they made Blitz seem like the only person that did wrong. They basically never acknowledge anything of Stolas' wrongdoings, and everyone in the series just believe it. Everyone just say Blitz is the person who's wrong and whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, Blitz is a bad person and whatever, but they just full on not acknowledge anything about Stolas. Like at all, do the writers love that bird so much to the point where they wouldn't even dare call him out on anything, shape or form? And then they introduce that stupid antidepressant thing, so that they can shoot small, so that they can make us sympathize with Stolas. We're not gonna sympathize with him after what you showed us in season one, and then you just want to grab us and gaslight us and tell us that everything we saw was not true. Then what the hell was the point of season one then? And for example, his wife Stella was also lobotomized to be just a mere villain with no remorse kind of character, just so that Stolas doesn't seem like the bad person in the relationship. And then, like, Stolas abandoning his daughter for Blitz, and they don't see it as an issue? Man, this actually sucks. Like, it genuinely hurts me because I did enjoy the first few episodes of Hell of a Boss when it was fresh and new out of the oven, and then it just turns into this. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I wanted to like this show or anything. It did have potential, but the writers just love the owl. They just love the owl. Sure, Stolas did get what he deserved, but in the end, it just like we're just not going to forgive the fact that you guys tried to gaslight us into making us believe that we have to supposed to sympathize with the owl because you couldn't help yourself but to like him, or not. You couldn't help yourself to just treat him like every other character properly. I heard that that they were releasing Hell of a Boss on Amazon too, and I don't really care about anything that Amazon Prime releases, to be honest. But still, it's just like Stolas is the best example of character favoritism, where literally the favoritism of the character reduces the quality of the show severely and basically ruins its reputation for everyone who watched it. And even the gays, the goddamn gays who were wishing for the ship to happen, even they were unsatisfied. How do you even unsatisfy them? Like how could you be that terrible of a writer? The gay owl. How I'm trying to wrap my mind on how someone could screw up this bad. But that's the thing. Like they don't point out the favoritism of this character could result in all of this. Yet here we are. I guess Stolas could be like the biggest example, I guess the best example on when you're trying to argue for the idea of character favoritism, having the chance to reduce the quality of the show. And anyone who doubts you, you could just point Stolas out, and they would instantly believe you. No, no, there or anything. It's just guaranteed. Man, screw Hell of a Boss. Jax from the amazing I mean, Jax from Jax and Friends. I will talk about the amazing digital circus in another video because it does intrigue me with how it went throughout the 9 episode lifespan. But Jax specifically, he is still a little too new, and a lot of people are discussing whether he is, technically well written or poorly written. But it is obvious there are some character favoritism in him. Let's be completely honest with you. First of all, he's considered Gooseworks' self-insert, which is a bit surprising because I thought Zubel was supposed to be the one due to the similar designs, but no, it turns out it's Jax, which is a bit concerning if you're trying to self-insert as a manipulative abuser. I mean, okay, I'm not. I'm gonna listen, but not judge. Oh, I will judge, by the way. But God, these pretzels are pretty good. But anyways, Jax. So after episode 5, basically he eats up the whole damn series going forward, and he gets basically the only person who gets any sort of development out of everyone else. Like even the main character barely gets any sort of development. Jax has the most dialogue compared to everyone else throughout the entire series, which is absolutely insane. And for the movie, or well, the movie, as in Lois Griffin's words, is just
Just three
3 episodes back to
This
back to
thing is an
back.
insult.
But yeah, like in the movie, he basically eats it up. That it's literally Jax the movie. The whole thing's about them. Literally, no one else gets any sort of development. Even after he abstracts, he just he just eats up the whole damn thing through the flashback. And of course, he ruins Stevie Wonder's song. Like imagine ruining Stevie Wonder's song so much that he comes out of retirement just out of how much he goddamn hates it. Of course, I don't think that's the reason, but like, come on, bro, you brought Stevie back just because of your mid show. Are you kidding me? Like, listen, I get Jax's premise. Okay, the idea that some people will constantly push you away, even if even if you try your best to help them and show that they need the help. People like this do exist, and I will admit it is a difficult thing to deal with. Hold on, لا تنجم. But it just doesn't make any sense to just give up and let them kill themselves, which is, come on, guys, abstraction is. And Alan, and what was the word again? It relates to suicide in a way. And you just let him be and just let him die because, oh boy, he didn't accept us, so we're just gonna let him be and let him just, you know, kill us and kill himself and just have us deal with it? No. Well, these Discord users know nothing other than, Discord vents, which is just basically what the people who wrote these shows grew up on. And it's just annoying. Like this character eats up all this screen time, and then he barely gets anything. Like he barely gets anything engaging or entertaining out of him. Oh, and then in the final act, just turns out to be trans, which like I don't care. The thing's a corpse. And by the way, if this show carried on for a few more episodes, they would have revived him. Like let's be honest, here, they would have like found a way to just magically come back and whatever. But thankfully, the show was over, and it's just like seriously, they put all this onto Jax and then just left everyone starving, like literally starving. There was just barely anything going on with them because the writers just loved the tall twink bunny so much. Like, and it's just frustrating. But again, I will discuss the Amazing Digital Jackson Friends in another video if I could. Because I do have a lot more to talk about it other than Jax himself, and I mean to be fair, usually the discussion would probably be 75% Jax, just like the show itself, and I mean I guess if you like Jax, you would enjoy the show a lot. I mean, I mean they do kill him, so I'm not sure you you would enjoy it as much. But there's just clearly an oversaturation poured into just one character that leaves out everyone else due to your favoritism to them. I guess we could call it character favoritism. See what I did there? In general, I know as a writer you would want to go with your instincts. I mean, you are the creator of the work. The work is yours. You can do whatever. But at some point, you want to ground yourself in a way. You want to ensure that the right decision is done and is just prioritized way before like your instincts or the thing that pleases you personally the most. Because at some points you could like stuff like fan service and character favoritism and all that can result in other people's experiences to be worsened just for yours to be enjoyed just slightly. Like in the end, these works are going to be shown to other people, and when people are just dissatisfied by how you could selfishly give more to yourself than to everyone else, it just harms the work and harms the reputation of the work and harms your reputation too. So, in general, you want to, while yes, you can have favorites, and yes, you can prefer some over the other, you need to remember the point of view of other people too, so that you could understand what they want and what they like and not like. And then and then you can evaluate that with the stuff that you like as well, and see how you can mix it to make something that satisfies you and other people as well. You don't have to satisfy everyone, but you need to make work that you and other people can be proud of. And if you're the only one who's proud of it, then what's the point of making it to begin with? You could make it just for your own self-satisfaction, but don't expect to be utterly praised when you take this self-satisfactory thing, send it out elsewhere, and then you get surprised when you realize that the other people don't see it the way that you do. So be cautious when you write. Please. Anyways, that is the end of the video. Yeah, you can clearly tell that I did not write a script for this one. I got too lazy. But it is the character favoritism is something that I've been focusing on a lot when watching media, and just never really see anyone point it out directly. So I felt like it was my job, YouTube needs me, and I just had to put it out there. And while sure it may seem weird or unproperly explained, but it is how I put it out there, so might as well. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the videos, my little writers and artists, and hopefully we can catch up on the next one. This is the second video I record with a Barcelona shirt. By the way, I was wearing the same shirt as the first time, but I didn't want you guys to think I don't have a washing machine, so I decided to change it to another one, which also turned out to be a Barcelona shirt. And by the way, these glasses, 300 GODs, you can convert it to US dollars if you want. But yeah, we're stepping up in the big games. We're getting new glasses instead of a proper camera. You can see where my priorities are. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next one. مع السلامة.